Alright, the light is green, no frames are being dropped, and I'm only mildly sore from my oral surgery, so let's continue with more Alan Wake 2 here on Sound Goblin Thursday Gaming. I'm, as always, your host, The Krampus.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
And I'm here to inform you that the FBC is now in control of the stream.
Oh, great.
What do you mean now? You saying that like they haven't been?
No, they didn't care beforehand. And now they've stopped caring, so carry on.
Alright. Yeah. Last time, the FBC also took control of the investigation, and we found out that Ilmo Koskala, of the Koskala brothers, was in fact one of the cultists, to the surprise of no one, considering we found their hideout underneath the Kalevala Knights building.
We also participated in the Game Awards.
We did also participate in the Game Awards. On Alan's side of things, we also investigated a spooky record. And now we're back with Saga, who, out of options and with us unable to get into the sheriff's station, we are now at the Valhalla nursing home to see her grandfather and the rest of the members of Old Gods of Asgard to try and get some more information.
Quick question. I noticed the interact icon over at that deer head. Have we interacted with that one yet?
I thought we did, but we'll interact with it again just
Poor
in case.
thing.
It's deer head.
Judging by the fact it's not popping up again, I think we hadn't
say
gotten
we
that one
did,
yet.
So we're just gonna drop a quick save. Quick on that one. All right.
Hooray, I was observant about something for once.
Okay.
Congratulations.
So we need to go find Tor, Node, and Anderson.
This is Tor's room.
Yeah, this looks like a crime scene.
This place is a mess. And Tor's not here. I need to keep looking. More moonshine. Was this a drunken rampage?
Excuse me, miss, but you don't see me barging into your room while you're performing mental and physical strengthening exercises, do you? I thought not.
Sorry, ma'am.
Don't mind me.
Okay, I like her. I like her. She's my new favorite character in this game.
For the Twilight years.
Odin's in bad shape. He was drunk and watery. Or is this something more serious?
The Sea of Night. To drink from the cup of the Wise One. For wisdom to be a seer. I gave up my eye. In the light of the moon to shine and see the many worlds to madness and beyond. Across the dark dreaming sea. The branching paths of the tree. I gave up my eye so many times. We have lived and died and been reborn. We have met here before, and will keep on meeting still. Where did I put the eye? Before time, I gave it to Mimir to drink from the well of wisdom, the cauldron. 1976, I took it out myself to see, drank the moonshine. 1988, he who stands on the threshold took it from me. Time will come again to be writ again.
Can you hear me, Odin? Odin Anderson? Can you hear me? I need to ask you a couple of questions. Odin? He's in no shape to talk.
He's no shape to talk, but we might be able to profile and figure out what's going on.
Odin's in rough shape. What happened to him?
These are our twilight years. There's darkness in the water. We have our little tricks. And so do you.
What's happening? It's never felt this way before.
You're all grown up, Saga, dearest. And you're back just in time. The forces of darkness are eating away at us. We're too old and weak. You have the power in you, like all Andersons.
What was that? He wasn't a projection. Odin was really here. We were connected. Are they really my family? Is that why this is happening? I've never connected to someone like this in my mind place before. How is this happening?
I was glad to answer your call. Vikings are born travelers. You are a seer. You can see the truth. But your grandpa will want to tell you more himself. Wouldn't want to steal his thunder. Tor is
Aha.
in danger.
I get it.
You can save him.
Is my mind place more than just a mental technique? Sometimes my mind place even baffles me. Is this the reason? Is there something more than intuition behind it? One thing at a time. Tor is in trouble. Once I help him, he can maybe tell me more. You said Tor is in danger. What's going on?
Darkness is drawn to the spark. Tor only thinks with his hammer, never his head.
The hammers.
The Prince of fucking Darkness is making a comeback. Tor's marked by darkness. I can feel it. Is he in his room? It wants to take him, and then take me. Beware of Cynthia Weaver. Bad things happen in the wellness center. Don't let her drag him under, Saga.
Does Prince of Darkness refer to Scratch? Is Tor becoming taken? I need to find him before it's too late. Stop this before more people get hurt. I found a photograph of you with the cultists. How are you involved?
We're too old for this brand of crazy, but we'll drink with anyone who's offering. The cult's been on our asses to join for years, but we already have our band, and those damn fools don't know what they're dealing with. No wonder they want a pair of legends.
Tor and Odin are not part of the cult. The cult thinks there's something special about Tor and Odin. I'm starting to see it too. I found Wake's clicker. What can you tell me about it?
Cut off from Tom's lamp. It washed to the shore. Good work getting the light switch. The light switch is like an amp. You can play rock and roll without it, but you won't blow anyone away. Art, like Tom's writing, can change the world. But the light switch will crank that change to 11.
The clicker has the power to change the story. To save Logan. This confirms what Wake said. I can't let Scratch get his hands on the clicker. By Tom's writing, Odin must mean Wake.
Clean up the board. Also, the line that they give about the clicker being cut from Tom's lamp, take with a heavy grain of salt. Like most everything about
The
Tom.
clicker makes Wake's writing change reality. Can I trust him with that much power? Not sure I have a choice.
I thought it was more or less just a reference to their song.
Tor is not okay. Something is definitely going on here.
Cleaning up cold stashes. And these two are locked till... These are going to stay in our inventory for quite a while. These ones don't unlock anything until much later. I don't know why they specifically did that, but...
Five remaining.
That woman in the painting looks like Mom. Was I born here? Or is this more of the story?
Always dreamed of seeing New York in a fancy hotel. This will put a smile back on your face, my dear.
Sorry?
No sense of up or down.
She's one of them. There must be an overlap here somewhere.
Not gonna lie, for a second, when you were approaching her, I'm like, quick, quick, do a stealth takedown.
Oh no.
He's asserting dominance.
To what? The radio?
Yes.
Need to find the key. Tor's in the wellness center, isn't he?
No, he's... Well, yes, but you really shouldn't go in there right now.
I'm gonna need you to unlock the door. This is FBI business.
It's just... There's some things that, Yes, okay. I'll let you in.
Thank you, Rose.
Yes, stare her down.
For puddles, you can hurt yourself in the dark.
Right. Thanks. That lady is a walking red flag.
Go ahead and hit the board because we've got a new case.
Odin said Tor needs help. But from what? Is he turning into a Taken? That's not right.
Also, I am intentionally not covering the Mind Place stuff until a little bit later in this chapter. We'll probably get to it in this session. But there's some things that they alluded to that we're going to make, like, you know, textual here in a little bit.
Dark. Empty. Be ready, Saga.
Hello? Tor? It's Saga Anderson.
Now that we're officially in the hospital section, watch out for hunters.
Or it's Saga Anderson. I'm just here to talk with my crossbow. Nothing to worry about.
Saga, I'll get my own crossbow and we'll talk.
Could you not?
We will have an Anderson family crossbow talk.
As a tradition.
Wash your hands. Tor's bewitched.
Tor Anderson had lightning in his veins. This was rock and roll, baby. That Weaver girl had cast a spell on him. Tor would do anything she'd ask. Tor deserved this. Tor wanted this. She wanted the song. A gift. He had to get it for her. Afterwards, it was too late. Tor swung his hammer in frustration. The spark was gone. Black liquid clogged his mind. A bad trip. Tor fought it. He was strong. He'd never be taken. But the darkness could still drown him. Tor needed to warn someone. It was all happening again. Tom was back. Coming back. Tom would need help too if he was going to make it. But the brothers were too old to stop at this time. Tor had called someone. Someone who could help. The name escaped him. Drowned beneath dark water.
So I will say that the Anderson brothers referring to Wake as Tom is not a new thing for this game. Even back in the first game,
Nope.
they were referring to him as Tom.
Tor was here.
Doc, Rose and me found Mr. Anderson knocked out on the floor by phone. Burns on hand and cut on head. Was out cold, so brought him here. Been acting strange all week. Take good care. He is VIP. VB.
He's hurt pretty bad. But he tore off his bandages. Why? Tor is being targeted. He needs help.
Save room. Check around for some stuff, but we are pretty strapped up right now. As far as weapons go. Matter of fact, we can probably dump a couple of our hand flares in here just to make sure we've got room for new stuff. Single arrow. And this extra bandage. Actually, as a matter of fact, I can also dump that. Almost as if I know we need to make room in our inventory for something.
Go figure.
I'm sure it's perfectly
Come
safe to
on.
chase him. He only has a hammer in his hand.
Store must remain unlocked during business hours. Open that. Close that. It's empty. Somebody just left donuts out. This is how you get ants. Heavy rainfall threatens Deerfest.
I mean, to be fair, you're holding it during what is the rainy season, so.
Old age is a state of mind. Just a bathroom. Bloom's workroom. Private.
This door needs a knob.
Most Resident Evil ass puzzle.
I was about to say,
A security computer.
Who takes the knob?
Also, if the door's missing a knob, you should be able to open it pretty easily. You just have direct
Nope.
access to the mechanism.
nope. Can't possibly open a door without a knob.
Vladimir Bloom, you have been accepted into the prestigious ranks of our most hallowed organization. As such, you will join our noble cause and be privy to our most guarded secrets. The ceremony will take place the day after the next new moon, as is tradition. The cult of the tree welcomes you. Yako Koskala and
The
Ilmo
Koskela
Koskela.
brothers aren't just in the cult.
Yep.
As is
They're
tradition.
its damn leaders. Tor left the wellness center.
I feel like there are certain things that do not need to be mind place
Yeah.
items.
Part of me wants to say that it's more for those who aren't intelligent enough to pick up on the most basic of clues. So it's more of a, you can't say we didn't spell it out for you. Why are you surprised?
Day, then month. He uses European formatting.
Hurrah! My acceptance letter has arrived. I am one of the gang now. Dos Vidania to the boring old Vlad. Hello to the exciting new man about town, Vlad. I will buy vodka and herring to celebrate. This month everything will change. I had to take care of the dead raccoon over by the bunker. Smelled very bad. Not good for my hangover.
Yes, you're in the cult. Now you are the janitor for the cult.
That's usually how it goes.
Needs a password. And a warrant, technically. But hey, desperate times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clearly. Some post-it notes right there. That probably has a password.
I hate that you're right about that.
Those are just blank post-it notes, actually.
Why? Why would you have blank ones on there?
In case you need to write something down.
Yeah.
That's why you put a pad of them by there.
Listen, sometimes desk space is very, very limited.
So technically, we do have a number we can suss out from all the clues. Basically, the night of the next full moon. Which, given this, is after 1508. So the next full moon after
Wouldn't
15
it be the
away.
page, right?
It's after the 16th of August. Because that's the most recent entry.
Yeah.
And remember, he does the day before he does the
Yes.
thing.
So the new moon is 16/08/23. Or not.
I mean, that's accurate. Ah, but it's the day after, so wouldn't it be 17?
Wait, hold on.
What is your clue for determining the password?
After the next new moon. Sorry, I was looking at full moon. Yes, that's August 16th.
What is the actual password hint?
We don't get a password hint. Like when we look here, and even if we put something in, we don't get a hint for the password.
I mean, where are you getting the concept that it is the next moon? That is your
the letter
password
here.
hint.
The ceremony will take place the day after the next new moon, as is tradition. Day after.
So the
day
so the
after.
7th.
Yeah.
17th, yep.
There we go. Okay.
And the doors are open.
Go ahead and check thing. Vladimir, I do not need to remind you that Tor and Odin would be ideal candidates for the cult. Please try harder to recruit them. From Vladimir Glam to Falstaff in residence. Why did you take the doorknob to my personal room? I am sick of old people tricks. You bring it back so I can get my rifle. I'm supposed to go on deer hunt tomorrow. If you don't, I will hunt you instead. From unknown sender. I'm a little doorknob that's out of place, but solve these clues and you can trace the way to your private space. I meet you at the Greet, inside a bright glassy cage where pretty flowers bloom. Bright glassy cage where pretty flowers bloom.
There's Tor, and he's out of his mind. Need to get to him.
If I had a hammer and darkness overtook
You
me.
show that tray table.
All right. And since this door is now open, we can get into here. Raid the doors. Batteries.
When you say the doorknob should be in here.
Yep, it's right there.
Yep.
Need another crossbow bolt. We're gonna need another crossbow bolt if we go and find Tor. We're gonna have lots of questions for him. The rule is one crossbow bolt for one question. I don't make the rules. Hey.
On greener pastures now.
Oh God, I'm dead.
Head's just stuck.
Hey.
You've grabbed too many crossbow bolts.
Yep.
Oh, rifle.
Yep.
Which makes sense. That is rifle.
Yeah, so we're gonna run back to the safe room.
Back to the magical shoebox.
Oh, wait. I'm taking the long way around. There's a much easier way. Now that we've...
Run the right way to the magical shoebox.
I'll be with you in a second. Extra flare away. Grab the rifle ammo. Security room. And now we can take the rifle.
Saga, that's stealing.
It's only stealing if you get caught.
No, Alan wrote that I could have this, so it's okay.
Irrefutable logic. I'm sure that'll hold up in court.
Yeah, so,
It will, because Alan wrote that it will hold up in court.
Ah, damn, it's good. That's true.
So I'm going to be honest, I don't have a good scope on how much damage the rifle does. At minimum, it is as powerful as the crossbow. But by the time I got to this point in my previous playthrough, I was playing on story mode, so the crossbow already killed everything in one shot. I will tell you that it's a much faster reload time than the crossbow. Since
I would
it's
hope so.
bolt action rifle.
Okay, that's creepy. That's officially creepy.
Yes, that is a person half floating in and out of reality. In the quote-unquote dark place. And thus turns into a, like, reflected man.
Need to catch up with Tor.
I would very much appreciate if the game didn't do that again. I don't expect it to respect that. Yep.
Too bad.
This must have been Tor's.
Scream.
Scream. I would love a mod for this game that replaces all of the jump scare, like, shrieking sound effects with, like, calm pastoral music, like the Screamo-Vision episode.
I thought you were just gonna say like the audio of Scream.
That would also be great if they did just the Scream prompt.
Yep.
No, just Spooky Kitchen. And it's stressful.
Tor Anderson, you come out of here this minute. That water is bad for you. Tor, wait! Cynthia Weaver, I know it's you. This kind of behavior is not okay. Let him go. Tor!
Does she have a history of dragging people into the darkness?
She was the villain of the last game, remember? Cynthia Weaver was the woman in the black funeral dress.
Right.
Kept appearing. So, yes. Okay, now to have what is possibly the most surreal conversation in the game. Short of the interactions we have with Tom.
What was that? Where did Tor go?
Cynthia Weaver was not the villain of the first game.
No, Barbara Jagger. Sorry, Barbara Jagger.
Yeah.
Cynthia Weaver was the one protecting Slicker in the first game. The Lady of the Light.
Right.
Ah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Are you fucking with me? Or is this the story again?
Now. Let's cool it with the language.
She's clearly lying to me. Why? Rose watched Tor go into the pond. Why is she lying to me?
The secret mission for Alan's #1 fan. the hero will say Wake has returned. We're all characters in his story. Gee whiz.
I'm not his fucking character.
Gee
But I could use
whiz.
that phrase to make Rose stop lying to me. Wake has returned. Cynthia took Tor. What happened to her?
When the darkness touches your head, your bookshelf gets shuffled. I put her lamp in the shoebox. What do you call a lamp lady without her lamp?
Is Rose talking about Cynthia or herself? Or both? Rose. Wake has returned.
Oh my god.
You're the hero! You're here to save Alan!
I feel so silly for trying to keep you out of the wellness center. I locked Torringale in there after they lost it, and I didn't want you getting hurt. Before I forget, here's the page Wake told me to give you. Oh, and you'll need my keys to get around.
Okay, Creeper.
Saga jabbed the selector on the jukebox, the missing record in its place. Saga couldn't have found it without Odin's help. A light bloomed in through the garden window.
The horror story beat me to Tor. I have to rescue him. The key to this overlap is an old Gods of Asgard record. Odin will know more. What happened to Tor just now?
We're coming upon another musical number.
I knew someone was messing with Tor's head.
Okay.
There's something wrong with
Not
the
this
water
chapter.
heater. Pipes acting up, black stuff coming out. Cynthia's probably behind that too.
Does Cynthia have any connection to the cult of the tree?
Oh no, she's way too frail for that. But she used to be this town's best defense against the forces of darkness. Well, after Alan. But I guess it finally got her.
Wake is in custody. How have you been in contact with him?
He leaves me messages in funny places, like the newspaper, books. Once he even wrote to me with a cloud. If it's something really important, he tells me in a dream.
A lot of the time the messages are, get fucked.
And what does he say to you with these clouds?
Ways I can help him, how I can stay safe, good dinner recipes, ways to kill Taken, lots of stuff. I've been finding some pages of writing lately too, so he must be working on a new book. Exciting.
You need to get the residents out of here. It's not safe.
Oh, this kind of stuff rolls right off their backs. They've lived very rich lives. Very resilient. But I already told everyone to wait at the designated muster point on the front porch. We run drills every few months. I'm so proud of them.
I'm impressed by how prepared you are.
We're pretty used to this kind of thing.
You're the one leaving those Alex Casey lunchboxes around, aren't you?
Guilty. They were the only Alan-related containers I could find online. He told me to destroy the Taken around town, and I needed some way to stash my gear. I even recruited Mandy May to make knitwork decorations to mark the sites. The stashes are for you, too. You being the hero and all.
Thanks. I already have been. Wake tells you how to kill Taken?
Oh, sure. You're the hero, so you must know all about it. All you need is a strong light, and then your conventional methods of extreme violence. Simple stuff. The tough part is hiding the bodies.
I honestly don't know how to react to this.
That is fair.
So yeah, Rose may or may not be getting messages from Alan Wake. My money is on the ladder, and she has
Anything
been
else I can do to help the hero?
murdering Taken. And in the same way that we joke about Alan and Saga murdering Taken.
Do you want some actual information regarding that?
I assume there's some truth in it.
Oh, there's absolutely truth. She has been getting messages.
She is one of the characters who has a story in the Night Springs DLC, so we're going to be seeing her very skewed perspective.
She is basically Cynthia Weaver's apprentice.
Yeah. Yeah, just the idea of her being, nice, bubbly, cheerful, has murdered a lot of people. Like,
I mean, they're taken. Are they really
I
people
mean,
at that
they're
point?
taken.
Are
so.
they though? Are they really? Taken to the grave.
Saga jabbed the selector on the jukebox.
No.
The missing record in its place. Saga couldn't have found it without Odin's help. Standing there, Saga felt exposed, expecting the shadows to come alive. The needle crackled on the vinyl. The song swelled. Odin had said it was written for her and her mother. Her grandfather's apology. The lamentation of an old man. His heart was broken, sinking into darkness. Odin had said that the song would be a way to know Tor, a way to find him. A light bloomed in through the garden window. That's where Tor had vanished into the pond. Saga knew what she had to do. Odin Anderson stirred in his bed, his vision hazy, smudged. He felt weighted down by an ocean of dark water. Through the haze, he made out Saga. Odin felt useless. He wished he could tell Saga how his silly faces made her smile when she was young. Too young to remember. Odin used to joke that Tor was her grandfather, but he was the Allfather. He smiled at the memory. Odin was the kinder of the Anderson brothers. Tor lacked patience, more volatile. The brothers fought a lot, but they were inseparable. Now Tor was missing, dragged into darkness. Odin could feel it. Time was running out for both of them.
The page mentions a missing record. Do you know where it is, Odin?
Driven by passion, raging like a storm. Your grandfather made the song to apologize to your mother, Freya, and to you. Tor's like a storm. Your mother did the right thing, leaving with you, even if it broke your grandfather's heart. And mine. Listen to the song, Saga. It's all there. Tor only had one record made. He keeps it in the museum.
Odin knows my mom's name. He's saying my mom took me away when I was still a baby. Plausible. Stay on task. The record is in the museum. Yup. Already got the answers to these.
That is a nice thing. If you get further along in like a puzzle or something, it'll just automatically go.
Jam all these in.
Yeah.
Tor disappeared into the pond. It's another overlap. Has to be.
The game rarely gives you a option to get that far.
The page says the record will open the overlap. Or is the page predetermining it? Am I just playing into the story?
Hold on a second. So, Rose's key fob is another one of those key items, even though it only really affects the Valhalla nursing home.
Uh-huh.
It just lets us into all the locked
All the locked
and
areas.
stuff. Yeah. Crowds go wild for the Old Gods of Asgard Ragnarok tour. The rock and roll group Old Gods of Asgard are leaving chaos in their wake as they plow through the major U.S. cities on their aptly named Ragnarok tour. The band is breaking their sales records, with singles topping the charts, and the latest sold-out concert in Long Beach, California. The fans showed their love for the Reckless Rockers by showering the stage with lacy unmentionables, black roses, and even full beer bottles. None of this fazed the stars themselves, who embraced the admiration and transitioned from song to song with such gusto that the audience was left catching their breath, eager to keep up with the brothers Anderson and their cohorts. After hours, shenanigans for the musicians included a pool and a private residential neighborhood left to be emptied and sanitized, and a hotel room nearly destroyed in a classical fashion. Not to mention a lengthy room service bill gone unpaid. All things point to this band quickly becoming strong contender in the iconic Hall of Fame rock groups that came before them. Old Gods of Asgard party like their namesakes and give a performance like no other. Be sure to catch them on tour and bear witness to rock history in the making. Old Gods of Asgard band member dead. Legendary heavy rock band Old Gods of Asgard mourns the loss of their divinely talented guitarist Bob Balder, Fat Bob as he was affectionately and ironically called, died from complications of severe illness, leaving his bandmates Odin and Tor Anderson behind. The peace-loving musician will be sorely missed, also by the band's numerous fans. Asked about his loss, Tor Anderson had this to say: "Get the expletive out of my face. Balder's in Valhalla now. He fought cancer like a hero." Bob was too beautiful a soul for this world, added Odin. What this means for the band and their upcoming album remains to be seen. Rock music is the ancient language of the soul, muses Old Gods of Asgard's lead singer. I sit down with the Anderson brothers of Old Gods of Asgard fame in the lobby of a rundown hotel somewhere in downtown Detroit. Currently in their Ragnarok hit tour, the busy band members have only a moment to spare to a fledgling journalist and his questions before running off to the sound check for their concert tonight. How has the reception been? Amazing! The fans understand what they're about. They get rock and roll. They get the spirit. They know we're not here to censored around. That's censored right. Sorry. Why do you do what you do? I can tell you're new at this, buddy. Why does anyone do what they do? For the glory and the fame? For the money and the sex? Or because you have something inside you that's going to burst out if you don't start using it? It's the latter. That's a good answer. How about music, then? What is it about music that compels you? That should be pretty censored obvious. This is boring me to death, bro. Let's get moving. God damn it. Let's get moving. Sorry, he's always impatient. As they stand up to leave for the tour bus waiting outside, the larger-than-life rockers turn around for one final quote. Music, especially rock and roll, is the ancient language of the soul, man. It's in me. It's godly, and it'll come out like a censored thunderstorm. Oh no.
Remorse.
Yep.
This is the one. But it's gone.
So what I learned from all that is the state of California would like you to know that mistletoe causes cancer.
I don't think about mistletoe. What about Devil's Fuse?
That's probably fine.
Cynthia targeted Tor specifically.
Though it may get involved in a war for a throne in hell for reasons.
Anderson fellow. His heart was broken. Cancelled. Leaks started appearing. It was too late. Shut her out of her own case.
The dark presence is using Cynthia to keep me from talking to Tor. Where is Angus Remorse now?
She is a young girl in love. Her rock and roll pleasing. The shadows to come alive. A gift. An on-off death wish.
She has the record. I can get it out of her. Angus Remorse. Where is it, Cynthia?
Drowned beneath dark water. Too many hands. The bathroom frightened her. Cut short. She screamed. An old folks care home.
Anger's Remorse record is in Cynthia's room. In her bathtub. Anger's Remorse is missing. Who took it?
Our
For
shame
completion's sake.
becomes the pale horse. Oh, Tor, bro. Tor's love for you is in that song. That's why Cynthia wants it, to ruin him. She made Tor lust after her. We fought one scratching hag years ago. Now he's fallen for another, and we might lose him for good. One less Anderson.
That isn't going to happen. Cynthia has Tor in the overlap. Anger's Remorse is the key to get there. I need to make Cynthia reveal its location.
I might be remembering, but didn't we see a record in the bathtub like that in Alan's Path?
Mm-hmm. If we had not done Alan's first, I am fairly confident we would have to switch over to Alan to get the record back.
What's up now?
A bathtub.
He was commenting that we'd seen a record in the bathtub in Alan's chapter before the break. And I was saying, I'm fairly certain that if we hadn't done Alan's chapter, if we tried to go get the record now, we would get to the record and it would disappear. We'd have to go to Alan's chapter to make it.
You shouldn't need to go to Alan's chapter to get the record. At least not according to the timeline of events that I'm. It should just be in Cynthia's room.
You okay, buddy? Yeah, you're okay. Hey, Donna, this is an emergency. I'm rifling through your room.
It's okay. She's not here to stop you this time.
Yeah, I know.
She's on the front porch.
Perception is
Sure.
9/10 of the law, after all.
Your room sucks. Nothing good.
Yeah, she took it with her. She's prepared.
I took the shells with me.
What, you assume she isn't armed as well? She is clearly Rose's apprentice.
Honestly, in this city, I'm not sure why everyone doesn't just walk around with shotguns.
Shotguns and flashlights?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just put floodlights everywhere.
Don't know why you would. Nothing weird happened in town. Besides the crazies out in the forest murdering people.
Yeah, that's why you carry around a flashlight and shotgun.
Yeah, the ones with the flashlights and shotguns are the crazies murdering people.
Well, how are you going to protect yourself against the crazies?
Do you know anything about the cult of the tree?
Yes, yes. He who reaches for a spruce tree will stumble into a juniper. Bloom was one of them. He has kicked empty. I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, but I like his shoes.
How did you know Blum was part of the cult?
Oh, Fox never runs out of tricks. He's a crazy man, and he will show his ways. Bloom like to talk.
Hey, Ahti, I'm gonna borrow these. I have the feeling you don't need them. I think you're good.
I'd say Ahti seems like the kind of guy who'd be like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I was keeping them for a special occasion. the occasion of giving them to you.
With Ahti most likely being a literal deity.
Yeah.
Not overly concerned about physical objects if needed.
Dude closes the drawer, reopens it, the shells and the bandages are still there. Oh, everything in its place.
Wheeler set up a foundation with the sales of their greatest hits album. He used the cash to build a nursing facility. The old men deserved it. An old manor in Bright Falls. Wheeler hired a contractor to have it refitted as an old folks' care home. At this point, Wheeler felt good about himself. He had a heart of gold. No need to feel guilty. Wheeler left the work to the contractor and returned to New York City. He had done his part. It was time to turn over a new leaf. The contractors figured out Wheeler was gone for good. They took the money and ran. When the fall rains came, the leaks started appearing.
How long has that pizza been in there?
It looked like it had active mold growing on it. So a while.
I was gonna say, so yeah. I mean, it could have just been a couple of days. There's obviously moisture in the air.
But I didn't know. How does it taste?
We're not gonna
If
try
it has active mold, yeah,
Say
if it
snake,
has active
calm
mold
down.
growing on it, bad.
I don't know. Last time I checked, eating mold was good for you.
No, it's licking the mold, not eating it.
In the dark place. What has been has gone. But trouble doesn't look like this. You can go to the basement and check the generator. But look out. You can never know in which tree the devil sits.
The basement.
Thanks, Ahti. Such a helpful guy.
Yep.
I'll be honest, if we hadn't already discussed about who he effectively is, I would say he's probably Loki.
No,
we
Loki.
already have a Loki reference.
Yeah.
Look, Loki was a member of the Old Gods of Asgard.
Wrong door. Look, I hear you out here. You're not stealthy. Ah, the secret weak elbow of the Shadow Demon. Alright, are we done? Are we done with the screaming and the hollering? Good.
I was just going for a walk.
Check the gazebo here and ignore you.
Watch out, a gazebo.
It's 1988, a face-off between deities on the rim of Cauldron Lake, high above its dark waters. Thunder roared, the old gods facing something even more powerful, something harder to define even. Or, changing the perspective, raving lunatics all, caught up in the frenzy of a shared delusion. The old gods, the corsairs of the Sea of Night, and the Dark One who yearned to stand in between, who had always stood in between, who would soon stand in between. We help you, you stay away from our family, Tor Anderson snarled over the thunder. Yes, until you all come to me, came the answer. That's never gonna happen, shouted Odin. I will take this as collateral. Shall you remember our deal, said the Dark One. Blood arched from Odin's face as he fell to his knees. Lightning hit the dark figure on the cliff, and with that, he was gone. Tor rushed to his brother. Are you alright, bro? Effectively blind in that moment, the eye patch covering his left eye, his hand over the now empty socket of his right, blood oozing out of it. Odin cursed. The bastard took the wrong eye.
It's that extra layer of dickery. I'm gonna take your eye. The one that's not covered. Fuck you. I'm just doing a quick roundabout for things and stuff I missed when I was running out here.
Yep.
Nope, didn't look like it. Alright. Do the basement. I'm going down to the spooky basement. Oh no.
Shit. I need to get the power back on.
We found Victor.
Key fob's no good without power.
Yeah, but we knew Victor was a shitter, so.
Yep. Haha. Scared myself with my own 180 quick turn. Buy more fuses, many more. Crappy old equipment keeps blowing.
Wheeler used to be the agent of a manic depressive celebrity writer, Alan Wake. Wake had various addictions on his back. An on-off death wish. Wheeler had seen a thing or two. Wheeler paid a lot of money for a good shrink. Got himself convinced that all the nightmares he'd seen leading up to Wake drowning himself were just his imagination. PTSD. Now we had pills to keep the shadows from his sleep. But the Andersons were something else. The nightmares were starting to creep in again. Or maybe it was the drugs in the air. Wheeler hoped it was the drugs. The Andersons were so old. Vampires. After every gig and the party that followed, took them weeks to bounce back. And they never did completely. Each time Wheeler expected them to croak.
Vampires. He had to keep walking into hotels and then explicitly inviting them in. It was annoying.
Fuse is blown.
Vampire hunters hate this one
Maybe
trick.
there's spares nearby.
Rifle ammo.
Must be locked from the other side.
I'm more amazed actually that they bothered explaining why there are spare fuses for the generator in a game where there's randomly just rifle ammo everywhere in the goddamn town.
Rifle ammo, pistol ammo, shotgun shells, flares.
Yeah.
Health packs, all sorts of stuff. Oh, but we specifically stocked extra fuses.
Something that, if you did right, I would just have assumed anyways.
Bro, spare fuse is now locked away because someone, Ahti, keeps stealing them. Code is in the laundry room. BB.
Damn it, Ahti.
Look, Vladimir, have you tried not being a shithead? I feel like if you're not a shithead, Ahti won't mess with you.
Considering he's part of the weird deer cult.
Emmett
No, he's not.
Elwood had had enough. All his life, he'd been surrounded by the same small-minded, impolite, ignorant people in town. Their endless gossip, their nose-picking, chewing food with their mouths open, not washing their hands after visiting the restroom, and touching things. Touching everything. The world was going to hell. He'd watched day after day how all the nice things in life in Bright Falls were spoiled and ruined forever. There would be a just and terrible reckoning. Emmett had imagined many times how he'd make them pay. He had lovingly tended his anger, made it grow hotter. It was out in the open now. Ugly and slobbering, they reached at him with their unwashed hands. He'd beat them down, beat them until they no longer moved. And then he'd wash his hands with a strong antibacterial disinfectant.
Hey, a room about Tom the Poet. Bunch of old film stuff.
Thomas Zane looked just like Wake. Is this why Odin keeps calling him Tom?
House of Zane, renowned filmmaker, establishes artist commune in Bright Falls. Thomas Zane, born Thomas Zane in Finland, and his partner, Barbara Jagger, born Baba Jakla in Finland, have recently established an artist commune here in Bright Falls. Mr. Zane has purchased the old manor house outside town, and the couple has already settled in. In his home country, and internationally as well, Mr. Zane is a well-known and respected auteur filmmaker, a rising star already compared to the likes of Stanley Kubrick and Ingmar Bergman. His earlier film Nightless Night won a number of European Film Awards. Mr. Zane is currently in the process of filming a feature entitled Tom the Poet. In a conversation, Mr. Zane comes across a charismatic figure with big dreams. He talks about building a hotel and a film studio in the area. He has even has a name picked out for the hotel, Ocean View Hotel. This reporter believes the name has a nice ring to it. Mr. Zane's dreams would certainly make Bright Falls a household name if they became reality. Members of the commune clearly feel the same, seeing Zane as a person worth revering, even to a faintly cult-like degree, as a person who guides his flock to expand their consciousness and reach a higher state of artistic inspiration with the aid of magic mushrooms. While the Bright Falls record does not condone the use of illegal drugs, we do hope Mr. Zane will help put our town on the artistic map. So yeah, this entire mansion used to be Thomas Zane's mansion. And then at some point, it came back on the market, probably after he and Barbara disappeared. There's the
Nightless Night.
Yeah, the Nightless Night poster.
Cynthia Weaver had always kept her lantern close. Someone in the bathroom with her. In the dark. Dark water pressed itself into her. She screamed. Cynthia Weaver hated being old. She'd been a doer, a fighter. Now the bathroom frightened her, afraid she'd break her hip, like Norman. Cynthia had always kept her lantern close, to hold the darkness at bay. "Oh dear, my lantern. I think I've lost it," Cynthia said. "This will put a smile back on your face, my dear," a voice said. A man's voice. Someone in the bathroom with her. In the dark. The light bulb had blown. She meant to replace it days ago. How could she forget? She had slipped getting out of the tub. She lay in the tub now. She lifted her hand. It looked wrong. Too many hands. In a black void with no sense of up or down, she was underwater. A dark shape pushed her down. Dark water pressed itself into her. She screamed. It came out in bubbles.
Code is 273. Rose, if you see this, please remind the residents to leave my stuff alone. I think they hate me. Not wrong. Da-da-da-da. Store from this side. Yes. fuse.
The power's off. There. Power's back on.
Save.
Is this something they watch on movie night? That looks just like Casey. What the hell is going on?
Huh.
So yeah, that's the trailer for Yotanyo. As I stated, we will get to see the full version of that movie.
Shit. Careful, Saga.
Bullets. Bandages. Coffee beans usage annually. Alright, so now that the power's back on, we can go back to the 3rd floor, go into Cynthia's room, get the record, yada yada.
It was too late. She was underwater.
Yeah, spooky.
The Dark Presence uses people's memories, their fears to corrupt them.
I went down to the basement today to check the lights. I can't trust Bloom to do it. He's too slow, but it's getting harder and harder for me to reach them. I can't keep up much longer. Tom's lamp is gone. The lamp with the angel on it. He always loved that lamp. It disappeared from my room. Darkness is here after all these years. It took Tom's lamp. I know it did. The lights are going out more and more. There's no one left to stop it. I can't do it on my own. Not anymore. I have nothing left of Tom now. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need Tom's lamp back. I need Tom back. The shadows are moving. There is no more light, no more lamps. I can't find my way out of the room. Someone locked the door. Did I lock it? Maybe Tom did. He probably did it to keep me safe. He's such a considerate man. Barbara doesn't deserve him. Tom could do so much better. Where did Tom's lamp go? I used to have it. I guess he took it back. That's fine. It was his after all. Shadows are moving. Did I write that? Nonsense. There are no shadows. It's just us. Tom and I. Forever. I found something funny while I was down there. A newspaper article about Tom. It called him a filmmaker. Tom didn't make movies. He was a poet. A magnificent poet. I dug around and found film equipment. Supposedly also Tom's. What is happening? This isn't right. I know it isn't.
A power station. Everyone needs a hobby, I guess.
A lantern. Was Cynthia using it for protection? Did she know about the dark presence?
I feel like I'm missing some context here. I'm guessing the woman in this photograph was not Cynthia's favorite.
Yeah, so these are all, or 3 of these are screenshots of Alan Wake 1. This is Cynthia, how she looked in Alan Wake 1. This is the power station where she kept her main base of operations. And this is the room she kept the clicker in, which is the room that casts no shadows. Ignore the shadow in the picture. That doesn't count. And then
Room that casts no shadows, except that one. It's not. It's a non-counting shadow, so we're fine.
Tor's a romantic, huh?
The last one is obviously a picture of Thomas Zane and Barbara Yeager. Barbara Yeager's face scratched out.
Yeah.
Cynthia would deal with the nasty Anderson fellow. Tor, always poking people with his hammer. He had it coming.
Hammers his penis.
Tor's not becoming a Taken, but Cynthia is definitely corrupting him. Trying to keep him away from me?
These are all for later. Button.
Rose Marigold left these lunchboxes for me. Alan Wake apparently told her to. I guess I owe her one. Anga's Remorse by Old Gods of Asgard. I need to play it in the jukebox.
Argle Bargle.
Where's Ren in one of his 13 magical treasures of rule?
Getting in is forbidden, for your own safety. Time is long for those who wait. But in the end, stand the thanks.
Sheesh, didn't see you there.
You know what? No problem. Audie says don't go in there. I ain't gonna question things.
Yep.
He's just gonna let that handsome guy go about his business. Go on my way.
Anyone else telling me not to go in there, I would say, fuck it, I'm going in there. I think I'm gonna listen to Audie.
Generally a good idea.
Oh, hey. Oh, well, you can take 2 shotgun shells.
He didn't blow off the shield. Oh.
I thought the headshots weren't,
Shotgun is not a precision weapon.
Oh, it's only a precision weapon.
No, it's not a precision weapon, just the damage of shotgun is spread out over an area, not entirely on the head.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Also, you know why they have that, double effect, right?
Because they're effectively 2 things in one body.
No. It's a reflection in water.
Well, yeah. That's the whole concept, is it's at the waist, it's being reflected.
Yeah, they aren't actually weird two things. Just the bottom half you're seeing is the reflection of their top half in water.
Right, yeah.
The song will show me the way.
Look in the mirror, the cobweb of my soul, of my face forever, seeking to be whole.
And now we just get dumped all of the Old Gods of Asgard discography in the recordings.
Well, I don't see a problem with this.
Oh, screamy face.
Can you give me the power to do anything other than make screamy faces at them?
And get the fuck out.
Oh.
Annoying.
The dark presence looks a lot like a screamy face.
Overlaps require pieces of art to enter. Is that because of the dark place's focus on art?
Yeah, we are going to talk about, because one of the things there mentions that Anger's Remorse mentions the dark, or the man that I sent away. And in the thing where we talked about how Tor lost his eye, we talked about a person. There's a couple of possibilities as to who that person could be, but I want to wait until a little bit later to talk about that. Body of missing youth discovered in flooded bunker. Local girl Nora Hesberg, age 15, who went missing on Saturday of last week, was discovered dead in a sealed underground bunker near the Valhalla Nursing Home in Bright Falls. The cause of death has been determined to be drowning. The incident occurred during a gathering of local youth at the bunker. Nora was first reported missing by her parents Sunday morning, when they discovered their daughter had not returned home the night before. The police were contacted, and they received a tip to check the bunker from one of the victim's acquaintances. Police are treating the tragedy as an accident. The community mourns the loss of its young member. Ocean View Hotel and Spa.
This isn't real.
Fuck this place. Am I going in circles? No power. Can't use the switch.
I'm mad at a pipe.
I need to get the power on to use the switch. The wall just disappeared. The light did that?
Goodies.
Walls are extremely vulnerable to light turning on.
Yes. Why in my own house I have to turn the lights on if I want to get the bathroom door to appear?
Destroy the only way.
Same thing.
It's a loop, like the others. I need to reach the center. Cynthia. She's here. A dead end.
Placement flare. And that's about it.
Locked. The key has to be nearby.
I mean, does it?
I mean, narratively speaking, yes, which means a hell of a lot more in this game than it does in others.
Fair. Saga, you're lucky you're in a video game, because that makes sense for a video game.
Those. Ah, keys. Okay, now, I pose to my fellow streamers a riddle. For the entire game, we have been going through and we've been finding doors that are locked with bike locks, including the one back in there. Now, I want to just take a moment. Can you name a tool that could, I don't know, unlock or otherwise remove a bicycle lock from something? Could you imagine it in your heads?
Yes, several.
Oh. Like, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but at the same time, now you got me questioning that.
Well, I think you're mistaken, because surely there's nothing in the real world that could have allowed us to get through those bike locks, because if they did, we wouldn't need to get the bolt cutters from the freaking other world. There is a hardware store in Bright Falls, but apparently bolt cutters don't exist there.
I mean, this is the same idea of we have to use this one particular screwdriver to bust these locks, even though literally look how ruined this thing is. You could kick this door and it
I can be annoyed by two separate things at the same time.
I mean, we're not just gonna go rob a hardware store.
We have money.
Do we?
I assume so.
Little FBI agent. Yes, we have money.
You are assuming that we have our wallet on us, which probably also has our ID.
We just decided to throw it the fuck away?
Look, as far as I'm concerned, if a character doesn't have an in-game currency to deal with, they are dirt poor.
Character has actual professional job.
They bought coffee, remember? They got it from the Oh Dear Diner. They were drinking it when they questioned Alan Wake.
You are assuming they paid for that. It wasn't just given to them.
I don't care about that.
Given that she is an actual FBI agent on assignment, she almost certainly has both her own money and a company card of some sort.
Yeah.
I'm willing to guess that car that they're driving is a rental that they, paid for using.
Narratively, it didn't make sense for her to have her wallet on her so she could bypass mechanic.
I would
she
love...
She doesn't need her wallet to bypass mechanics. She could use a boot to get through those doors. We had to use a screwdriver. And worst case scenario for the bike lock, she has a gun.
I would love an open world game where your way through all of the things was just to go to the hardware store and buy a tool.
Buy a new tool.
Back again. Gotta go deeper.
There's a decent chance these bike locks just have master locks on them, in which case they're almost more secure not being locked at all.
Like I said when we first saw him, just grab a rock.
Exactly. All real hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, some of these, it's quite literally, grab it, jiggle it a little bit, it'll unlock itself. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak and spongy. I'll be right back.
Yep. Oh, right. Is there a profile I need to do? Yeah, there's a profile.
Cynthia was close to someone named Thomas Zane. Who is he?
Tom was back. Tom had enemies. In a fancy hotel. Just his imagination. The nightmare started to creep in. Cynthia Weaver smiled.
An old flame. Maybe Tom was taken.
Alright, I'm back.
I'm back. Mystery from the poet and his poems.
Tor!
I'm gonna say, you singing about Tom Poet again?
Singing about Tom Poet again. Okay.
It's so dark. I'm sorry, kiddo. The hag tricked me.
Tor, I'm here! I'm coming!
Okay, so this is technically a boss fight.
I'm gonna say, seems like a boss arena to me.
In the strictest sense of the word. So, if you've played Amnesia, like the first one, and you're familiar with how the water monster worked in that one, basic same idea. Cynthia has become a spooky water monster. If we spend too long in the water, she'll nibble on our toesies.
them grippers.
Oh, okay.
So all we have to do is we just have to
I need
move
to get the
from
lights on to reach him.
water thing to water thing.
And wait for the jump scares.
And wait for the Jane Amber jump scares, yes. Oh, right. Got ahead of myself. I will say, based on things I've seen, the water monster is a lot more aggressive in this one if you're playing on normal.
You took Tor. I'm here to take him back.
So damn dark down here. Underwater.
No, I know.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
You get a little bit of grace period when you're in the water, and then you hear the big sploosh.
I gotta get out of the water.
There we
Shit! She's coming.
Dark and it's scary. Now
So-
imagining Tor stuck inside a chest with his feet wiggling.
I can't stay in the water.
We know. We figured out the spooky mystery saga.
Yeah, I really wish games would give a little more to their players about not being that dumb.
Where'd she go?
Like, allow a player to fail before you start giving them that type of chatter. It's probably my only real major complaint about Horizon Forbidden West. Is Aloy is very quick to offer commentary on how to solve a puzzle.
Turn on the lights.
Dark. I can't see a goddamn thing.
Open your eyes.
And you'll see that your eyes are open.
I'm sorry I fucked
Look with your special
You
eyes.
can apologize to him yourself.
My friend.
I'm getting you the hell out of here.
Okay.
Ow! 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 Stop it! Ow,
Oh,
ow.
Grandma's doing the oogly boogler dance. Grandma, I am reloading, so I need you to wait patiently. Grandma, you are not giving me a very satisfying boss fight. Grandma, you are half naked in the local teenage makeout place.
That was just sad.
Yeah.
You want to know?
You know how sad that was.
Do you want to know what the absolute kicker is?
Oh.
First time I played that, she died to a single crossbow bolt, and I cannot for the life of me replicate it.
Saga Anderson. I'm closer now.
I was prepped to just like walk down there, put one crossbow bolt in her, and be done with it.
Wake? Where are you? Is this coming from the dark place when you were still trapped?
Turns out she has a magic off button that if you shoot, this takes her out.
No,
But
that's
it's
the
different every
glowing
time.
red point. We shot that. It didn't...
No, that's the weak point, not the magic off button. Completely different.
But I have to understand. Did you write Logan into the story?
I'm in danger. I need to get back. I'm writing a story. It's the only way.
Then change the story. If this is the past, if this is you still in the dark place, then you can do that, right? You cannot write her in. She's my daughter, goddammit!
Logan is in the story. I can get him to change it. I have the clicker. I'll make him change it now. He had no right to do this to Logan. To my family.
Tor,
Oh, fucking hell.
Are you okay?
You took your sweet time to come save your grandpa, huh?
Nice attitude. A family trait?
You're right. Sorry. Thanks for helping out an old bastard like me.
That's my job. Now, I've got some questions for you.
Of course you do, sweetie pie. And I got answers.
End of chapter.
Look in a mirror, the cobweb of my soul, on my face forever, seeking to be whole, driven by passion, raging like a storm, with thunder and lightning, and the hubris I was born, blood hot and vain, I risk to take it all, blind to your pain, your wounds, my downfall. You can't relight my fire when our shame becomes a pale horse. The stories harboring but you're the sea that can break the curse.
Not my favorite of the Poets of the Fall songs, but we're a pretty good one. So, in a break from our usual tradition, we are going to stick with Saga for a little bit here.
We need to talk.
Okay.
Damn right.
Partially
Lots
because
for me to
we've got
explain.
cleanup, and partially
not
because...
The night's got ears. We can have our talk in your head. You have a room there, right?
How do you know about that?
I'm your grandfather. What don't I know?
Fucking old men thinking they know everything.
How is that possible?
We all have the power find the truth. Damn right I do. Odin already told you you're a seer. You can gaze into their heads, see the truth. See past the lies. Past this bullshit horror story. Us Andersons aren't bound by it. You can fight it. Don't be the story. Make the story.
It's true. I am a seer. I have a power. My mind place is more than I thought it was. This isn't my intuition. I'm seeing their thoughts. Is this why I know the truth about Logan? While everyone else forgot? You said you were my grandfather. If that's true, why wasn't I told about you?
You were part of our fucked up family way before this horror story. I was a shitty fucking dad to Freya. Your mom didn't deserve that. Not one bit. Things were said and done. Not a day goes by I haven't regretted it. But that fucking father of yours didn't make things any easier. I know Freya is gone. So I need to apologize to you. I am sorry, Saga.
I can see he's sorry. Mom said she didn't want anything to do with my grandfather. And that my father died before I could remember. It all matches. Tor and Odin aren't part of my family. You said you were a shitty father to my mom. Is that why she left?
Freya never looked back. My girl was strong. Freya always thought our powers had a dangerous side. Odin and me did fuck with things that should not have been fucked with. Your mom had common sense. She raised you right. Kept you safe. I'm not surprised she didn't tell you about the Anderson power.
She was always protecting me. Whenever I told my mom about my mind place, she called it make-believe. I wish she'd been more honest with me. At least towards the end. Mom wouldn't talk about my father. You knew him?
Some doors are better left closed. Your dad was a complicated bastard. Always thinking too many steps ahead. That's not how we work. There was trouble, and then he was gone. I didn't handle it well. Freya didn't want anything to do with me after that. I can't blame her.
I never knew my dad or my mom's family. So many broken relationships in my past. I won't lose mine. With Logan. With David. I won't stop until they're safe. I have the clicker. Can I use it to save my daughter?
An amp. Get your guitar roaring and your drums crashing. Blow reality's eardrums. Just the light switch isn't enough. It's Tom's story we're dealing with, so he's gotta be the one to rewrite it. After that's done, he can flick that switch to bring the whole thing home, baby.
I can't use the clicker without Wake. Tom. Meaning Wake. He needs to rewrite the story first. I can't stop the horror story without him.
We can close a few of these now.
Wake wrote Logan into the story. He had no right to use her like this. There is still time to make him fix it. I won't give him a choice. Tor and Odin can actually speak with me in my mind place, thanks to their own powers. The way Tor behaved, I'm surprised my mom hung around for as long as she did. But he is genuinely sorry. Tor and Odin are my relatives. The evidence fits with what I know is true.
Tor and Odin related to me. Evidence adds up. Wow. I'd be pretty excited if I was related to old gods of Asgard.
Sort of, but that doesn't come with a lot of baggage.
Rewrite the ending.
Yeah. Like, absolutely don't take anything they offer you, but...
Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen.
The story doesn't affect me like it does other people. Because of who I am. Because of my family. Thanks for telling me this, Tor. I need to go find Wake. To stop this.
The old gods of Asgard will be ready to help. Me and my bro will bring the rock when you need it. Remember, your daughter is alive. Just kept from you by this bullshit horror story.
I needed to hear that. Thanks, Grandpa.
Alright.
Don't worry about me, kiddo. I'll drag my sorry ass over to Odin. A few shots of the Andersons' finest will fix us both up. See you soon.
I don't think Odin should have any more.
The FBC
Tonight.
is holding Wake at the sheriff's station. I need to make Agent Estevez understand. They have Wake and I have the clicker. We have to work together to stop this. Casey. Do you read me, Casey? Damn it. Where are you, Casey? He better be okay. Focus, Saga. Get to the station. To Wake.
Oh, I just had a thought and I'm not sure I like it.
What's your thought?
The Wake the FPC is holding is not actually Wake, but Scratch.
Vote Mayor Setter to sit in office.
Interesting.
And we're going to hand Scratch the clicker.
Make sure we got that Mayor Setter thing. Now we're heading out the back door. Whoa. You know, I bet this is what Tor and Odin did after every band session. They would just run around and grab like all the things that weren't nailed down.
It's in the family.
When Cynthia Weaver was downstairs at breakfast, Rose snuck into her room. With all the lamps in the room, it took her a while to find the one with an angel. Luckily, the dream Alan had sent her had been very clear. Rose was certain that Cynthia would not miss one lamp. She had so many. Tonight, Rose would put the lamp in a shoebox and let it sink into the garden pond. That's what Alan wanted. That's how she could help him. The thought made her whole body buzz with joy. Cynthia knew the lamp was missing the very moment she came back to her room. She was overcome by grief. It had been Tom's lamp, one of the few things that reminded her of him. It had not worked in a long time with the cord severed and the light switch gone. But there are other kinds of lights than the ones we can see. The invisible light of the angel lamp had held Cynthia together all these years. With tears welling in her eyes, she didn't see the shadows shifting in the corners of her room.
Rude. Taking a person's lamp like that. Yeah, another reason I want to do the cleanup this session is because next session we are going to get to the part where we can actually watch the full movie of Yoten Yo. And I want to make sure that we have time for that.
Ah.
And another lunchbox.
Don't pretend to be anyone or anything besides who you are. 9 manuscript fragments. I think those. We're actually going to save up for Kill Shot here. Or not Kill Shot, but
Way Home.
Way Home. Realistically, I want Way Home and then Kill Shot as the next 2 weapon upgrades, but...
Makes sense. Is the rifle the last weapon we'll get?
Nope. There is one more.
Guests lined up. I have it written down here somewhere. What's this say? Jim Figamore. Figamore?
Do you want to heal?
Figamore.
Oh, yeah.
I know that name from somewhere, but... Oh, the lion's lighting up, so that could be him. Hello, you're on with Pat Maine. Hey.
You did get slapped repeatedly by an old woman.
I did.
There's been a shootout. FBI everywhere. I think somebody's dead. I was working the front desk when bullets just started flying. I had to hide under my desk. Oh gosh, Terry. Clearly a bit of embellishment on your part. But it sounds like maybe Russ Hammond's been hunting quail in the off-season again. Quail? You're not listening. They shut up the whole damn hotel. And that's not all. I swear to sweet Jesus Murphy, I saw Alan Wake walk in before it all happened. Alan Wake? Now, is that one of Mandy May's kids? Alan fucking Wake, Pat, the writer. You've talked about him on the show. He disappeared years ago. Disappeared, you say? Okay, this is all...
Like all that beef jerky.
See, people were calling in about Wendy...
You're right into my belly.
But it sounds like they have her confused with this Alan Walker fellow you're talking about. Terry, you were there last Sunday at the
Alan Walker, Texas Ranger.
Remember? Pat? No. And who was selling beef jerky in that stall next to yours? Wendy Davis. Davis Family Beef Jerky. Now, how can she be selling me beef jerky on Sunday and be missing since 2010? It's ridiculous. Wendy's fucking dead. I'm talking about Alan Wake. Jesus, Pat. This is serious. I'm trying to put the warning out. There's something wild going on. I gotta go in case they come back. Okay, that was Jim Figamore, everybody, and he'll be running for mayor this, wait, no, that was, anyway, that's our show for today.
I like to think he gets off the radio and just immediately starts T-posing again at the radio.
Every night was bingo night at the Valhalla nursing home. Each time Rose drew a ball from the cage and called out its number, some of the residents shouted bingo, no matter what was on their cards. Some of them sat mute, their cards full, never calling out. Some of them would try to steal the ball from her. Some of them would chastise the others for acting out. It was like herding a clouder of cats. Rose didn't mind. She liked cats. She knew she was where she was supposed to be, with her little Vikings. waiting for the hero to come. Tonight, the residents were restless, more so than usual. Ati was wearing Blum's coveralls again. Tor stood by the phone. Too late. Rose saw the hammer in his hand. The garden lights started to flicker, the darkness and rain pressing against the windows. The time drew nigh.
There's the bunker from the outside. And hey, now we've got that map of cult stashes. Finding the actual cult stashes is easy.
There's another cult stash.
This one requires slightly more thinking than the other ones did. Hey guys. Rude. Double rude. One button. You're lucky those were safety throwing axes. As far as this goes, we have to start here. So, go up this way. Trailhead here. And down here. Alright, so how are we going to keep this dash secure? Well, we're going to lock it up with a key. We're going to put the key. Chucks it over his shoulder. Fuck if I know. Now it's secure. Ain't no one getting into it. Also, bullet cutters can't cut that lock. Impossible.
Yeah, of course not. That requires a different. What do you think bolt cutters are used for? Cutting bolts?
Oh, what a fool I am.
Clearly, they're only designed for cutting bike chains.
And a rocket flare, which we have not actually used yet. They are one-use items that mimic the rocket flares that, or the flare gun rounds that Alan can use. Down, down, down. Okay. Saga was not sure she wanted to jump down there. But we made it in the end. So we got a lot of info from the Anderson brothers, just in general about Saga's family, just kind of confirming a bunch of stuff that we didn't know before. Well, okay, that's not true. We knew most of it, but it just confirmed a bunch of stuff. And more importantly, it talks about her father. We may or may... They do some heavy winking, so I think we do get to find out who her father is by the end of this. We're going to save these rockets for a very special occasion. Flares. Put the first aid kit away. Page.
The 81st annual Deer Fest was just around the corner. Everyone in Bright Falls was bustling. There were banners to be hung, pies baked, deer masks sold. Bright Falls had made the top 100 American small town lists for its modest rustic charm. The town expected a lot of tourists this year, but a shadow hung over the Deer Fest preparations. The forecast promised rain. Fearful whispers promised more murders. The police were on high alert. Sheriff Breaker had deputies patrolling the streets at night. Bright Falls was no stranger to odd happenings, but to cancel Deerfest? Out of the question. The townsfolk were anxious, their anticipation mixed with fear. People had restless dreams. The lights seemed dimmer. Floodwater pressed in on the town, and the shadows poured in with it.
I do not know why the subtitles were out of sync there.
Oh, okay, it wasn't just me.
No. Oh god. Okay, that one I'm blameless on.
Nope.
It
You attacked it
jumped
first.
up at me.
You attacked it first with your
To
flashlight.
be fair, you were attacking that dog's owner. It was just going for a walk. It was running away.
It was going to get reinforcements.
Another one of those cult boxes. Another cult stash.
Sounds to me like you got some problems there, some paranoia.
Sideways triangles. Black Widow triangles.
Dude, like how you see an arrow pointing down. Arrow.
Yeah, because there's nothing there.
Keep looking down.
Yeah.
Just making sure it wasn't like on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, there's a bunch of extra, like, arrows and stuff that aren't pointing to anything, but there are 3 that are pointing to something.
Ah.
That one. The one over here is pointing to a triangle. And double thing.
Huh.
Get what order they're supposed to be in, but
Where are you on the map?
wrong button.
Brightfall? This one. The two triangles by the side. Two looking down to each other, and 2 looking joined at the tip.
There we go. Ammo, explosive, and a flashbang.
What's the note say?
Oh, yes. We just got word that the feds have Alan Wake in custody. He came out of the lake. He's dangerous. Everyone be on high alert. We need to take the writer out. Spread the word. Yes, yes, I hear you up there.
No, you don't. We're stealthy.
You're no grandma. I can literally say I fought grandmas who were tougher than you. Definitely more resilient to gunfire.
Another cult box.
God, I wish.
Okay. This one, God, I cannot make that out. I wish they'd let... Oh, there we go. Chimney. Some type of chimney. Which we just happen to have this ranger station over here.
Looks like there was a symbol up on that chimney. Or it was just the light fucking with me, because it, you know,
I think
does
it's the
that.
light. Screwing with you. But, ranger station stash key. We'll be back.
Thanks to Resident Evil 4, whenever I see a lake, I am tempted to just shoot it a couple of times, see what happens.
Took me forever to figure out that the hint wasn't Santa's butt. Why would make this so complicated? Just give us normal fucking keys. Ah, the puzzle of Santa's butt.
Which is funny because this one literally is just a key.
Station.
Another one of those rhymes.
Rhyme.
It's rhyme time.
A child needs their mother to keep them safe, and a home is their hiding place, because outside the monsters roam and chase. When they ring your doorbell, don't yell. Don't tell them to go away. Give them treats and pray. They won't rock your house down to the ground.
No, don't give them.
Yeah, it's give them treats and pray.
Oh, it is give them treats and pray. Oh, that's right. Don't tell them to go away.
Yes.
There we go.
Don't tell them to go away.
I have door dashed forever. Waiting for this door dash forever.
Oh, we brought a treat for him.
Oh. That's another one of those cup charms. Annoying thing about the rocket flare is that they take up one space per rocket flare. It's a cup. I don't care that much about it.
Dear.
They're all so soft and sad.
You're sad.
Yes, she is sad. Her child is in danger.
No, her child's dead.
Not dead.
Her
child is
is
Schrodinger's child. Your child is both alive and dead at the same time.
Manning your stations, from Dr. Campbell to Vega Michaels. It has come to my attention that both of you have left your post on several occasions while on duty to gallivant around town on personal business. This is unacceptable. You are under strict FBC protocols regarding covertness and confidentiality, and as your supervisor, I am responsible for your conduct at all times. If you find the work boring, too bad. You are to fulfill your roles and the duties as I see fit, and as the project requires. I am changing your posts. You'll be overseeing the watery area, as it now has the most test sites to cover. The ranger cabin there will be my base of operations. Vega, you're moving to Cauldron Lake Witchfinder Station. Michaels, you're staying in the Bright Falls Station. I don't want to hear any excuses, but I do need you to acknowledge these orders. Dr. Eugene Campbell, PhD, Lead Researcher, Department of Parafictional Research. Dr. Campbell, acknowledged and understood. That goes for both of us, Michaels and me. It really was not gallivanting as you put it, though, as I was attacked by some rabid animal out there in the woods, and Michael helped me get medical attention in town. You should know all that if you read your messages, of course. In any case, orders received. Vega, assistant researcher. See, it's not just me.
So the one thing I will note about the coffee charm that's in there,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it matters for the final charm quest. You do actually have to pick the charms up for them to count for the achievement. I don't know if picking up the charms is also required for getting the quest.
Well, that's exactly why we're going back to the save cabin. So I can drop off items and then come back and pick up all the stuff from the stash and from here.
When the government seized the land around Cauldron Lake and set up their laboratory there, Ilmo Koskela knew they knew something. Together with his brother, they felt obliged to take a look inside. The Federal Bureau of Control Security was a joke. The Koskelas walked in delivering coffee. Back in Watery, they pored over the stack of files they grabbed. The FBC was researching something in the lake, something they called the Shadow. Everyone who went into the lake came back a monster. Hartman had gone into the lake. He'd come back bad. The FBC had captured him, interrogated him. Based on his ravings, Barbara Jagger had gone into the lake as far back as the 60s. She'd come back bad. The writer, Alan Wake, had gone into the lake. He'd faced Jagger, pushed some mystic light switch into a hole in her chest, flicked the switch and gotten rid of her. If Wake ever came back, he was bound to be bad as well.
Ah, some of these cult look like they might actually be the good guys. Or at least think of themselves the good guys.
That's usually the case.
Yep. To be fair, we don't know that the people that are doing these two aren't necessarily actually bad guys. For all we know, they are, in fact, the good guys. And just misunderstood. Unlike Alan and Saga, who are killing random people in the forest. Was that necessary?
Some might say yes.
Like, were you clearing up inventory space, or...?
No, it was a bit.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Was just a little confused as to why you suddenly said, fucking, I'm shooting this stuff. Also, did you just fill up your spots again? Your inventory? certainly did.
It did, yes.
Time to go run back to that shoebox.
I'm gonna burn back to that shoebox game.
Or just throw something out.
That's fair enough. Just, discard those flares.
Realistically, every enemy we fight dies in like one shotgun blast or bolt or two.
Yeah,
We
but
probably
so-
have a vast surplus of ammo.
Can never have too many charms.
Got the charm. That's what we care about.
And now, if you throw out those flares, you're gonna need. What are you gonna do during the final boss about those flares?
Probably grab some of the flares that are currently stored in the shoebox.
No. You'll need more flares. Everyone knows you don't use items or discard any item because you'll always need them for the final boss, or oftentimes the secret dungeon after them.
I was gonna say the secret boss after the final boss. Yeah.
Exactly. Phase 3. Hard mode.
Oh, hey, look, another Alex Casey lunchbox.
There's another lunchbox.
I was gonna leave you some cookies, but I was worried an animal would get into them, so I didn't. But it's the thought that counts, right?
That's fair. Thank you, Rose.
Aiming through the scope, Saga could see the flickering darkness that protected the Taken, saw it waver and jerk, saw a shifting opening in it. There, she fired, sending the bullet through to find its way home.
Alright.
I really do like those narrative aspects for it.
The game's presentation in general is really good. It has a very particular aesthetic, it sticks to it, and it works it very well. It's ready to go to Billy's Boatyard. Do you want to go to my boatyard? Do some things involving boats.
Another one of those lunchboxes.
But first, I'm going to read this page.
Rose woke up from another dream from her idol, another message. All through her morning routine, she was humming happily. So happily, she realized she was starting to forget what Alan had told her. Something about a hero who would come to save them all. And the hero... Rose frowned. This won't do, Rose Marigold. You know better than to forget. Something about knitwear. The hero liked it? Rose nodded, determined. She'd use the knitwork to guide the hero to the secret stashes she had hid in the forest to help them. Knitwear to mark the spot. Alan will love that, she thought. Now she only needed the knitwork. Rose thought hard. Mandy May was always knitting. Mandy May would help her.
The woods
Oh,
were
no.
dark. I held my breath. I could hear heavy footsteps among the trees. I was scared. My heart beat in my chest like a small bird fluttering against its cage. I shivered. I was cold, too. I saw a shape emerge from the trees. It was a menacing, large shape. A bad shape. It looked at me with evil, glowing eyes. I gasped. No! It had seen me. It growled and lurched toward me. I ran. I ran and ran and ran until running became too hard to do. I couldn't run anymore, so I stopped running. I could feel the monster's hot breath on my neck. I was afraid to turn around. It was about to get me. I was a goner for sure. I ran again. I had never been so scared. Not ever. This was the end. I wished someone, anyone, would come to save me.
You know what I miss?
Boats.
Time knife.
Radio hour. Up next, it's time to make some predictions on what parade floats we'll be seeing at Deerfest. This year's parade theme is deer, just like every year, so we're not exactly reinventing the wheel here. But first, I need to address something. I know the last couple of shows took a strange turn, with people coming on talking nonsense about certain people passing away. Listen, I know everybody who steps foot in and out of this town, so I'd sure as heck know if Wendy Davis died or went missing. You know, they say I'm confused. I hear them in the hall murmuring about me. Well, Pat's got a rusty ticker, but my head's as clear as those skies are going to be on the opening day of Deerfest. Somebody's trying to twist this story around, and I don't know quite why. But I'm here to tell you that everything's going to be okay. Wendy Davis is alive and well, and you can rest easy knowing that Wendy Davis's family beef jerky will be available this Sunday just like it always is. Now, with all that settled, let's talk about the what was it we were talking about? Deer. Yes, something deer. Hold on, let me think real quick. Right. So first, I just want to mention that I know the last couple of shows took a strange turn, with people coming on talking nonsense about certain people passing away.
I feel so sorry for him.
Oh, did we talk about this already? I think we... No, I definitely said this already. But it was a great topic lined up with... I'm so sorry. It's just not coming to me. Perhaps we need to end it here for now. We'll pick this up later. Deer. It had something to do with deer. I know. I wrote it down. Why can't I just What was it? Maybe Norman took my notes. Oh, gotta see Norman. Gotta see Norman.
And Wendy Davis crawls out of the lake.
There's a rhyme over here.
I've been fighting shadows for 10 years. I've been throwing beef jerky at them. 5 little monsters out on the sea, competing to see who the winner will be. They rocked their boats to find out who floats, until one monster did fall. Mama called out to the sea and cried, and the sea, she replied, on the bottom they will rot, if they will not stop rocking their boats. Oops.
Right.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Five enemies it turned out to be. See if we dropped anything. Goodies. No, nobody dropped any goodies.
Look at that. Another charm.
Anchor Charm. Chance to stun enemy on flashlight boost. Alright. There we go. And we're back to the main Bright Falls area. Head inside and save, and that'll be a good place to call it.
Yep.
Objective to investigate the area has cleared, so we've grabbed all the things from the optional area. Alright. So, thank you all for joining us on this excursion. We learned a lot about Saga, we learned a lot about her family. We learned a lot of stuff about Rose, including that she probably has gotten rid of a lot of bodies in her time.
Yeah, who hasn't?
There's still a coffee charm there.
Yes, there's a lot of charm to move over.
For our collection of coffee.
Well, if we died more, it would matter, but A, they take up a charm slot, and B, we just don't die in story mode, and I have no intention of playing this game in higher difficulty.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. Join us on Sunday when we'll be continuing our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30, and continue to add to our growing roster of mecha and mecha accessories. Join us on Monday for the continuing adventures through the quarantine region of Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked, when we start getting into the real, end sprint of the game.
Yep. The
We're starting
busy
day 6.
Yep.
I mean, we have one thing to do, and then we start day 6.
And come back here on Thursday with your popcorn ready, as we'll be doing the next 2 Alan Wake chapters and watching a movie made by our good friend, quote-unquote, Tom the Poet. Until then, I've been your host, the Krampus.
I've been Shiv.
I've been Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent.
All right, have a good one, everyone.